So many men have asked me over the years, David, how do I take down her walls? And my response always is, brother, first you need to learn how to take down your own walls. So let's dive into the center of the fire, gentlemen. Let's turn up the heat and let's look at why are we as men so guarded. Well, the problem is that most of us are living in our heads. We've heard analysis paralysis. We've heard get in your head, you're dead. And the question is, why in God's name are we living in our head? Why are we living disconnected from being in our bodies, being in our hearts, being more vibrant, being more alive, being more out there with our energy? Instead, we're inside and we are completely guarded. And next thing you know, our wife is saying, where are you right now? I can't feel you. How come you're not present? Where are you? Where are you? Wake up. And then your children are like, Dad, are you even listening? Dad, why are you always on your phone? You're at your daughter's recital. You're at your son's Little League baseball game, but you're not really there. You're in your problems. You're trying to put out fires at work. You're just not there. Problem is, you're in your head. The problem is you've been guarded your whole life. The problem is you numb out through alcohol. Maybe you numb out through weed. Maybe you numb out through overworking. Maybe you numb out through pornography. There's so many different vices that we all have as men of where we're just guarded. We're not here. We're not in our hearts. We're not in our body. We're not present. The greatest gift you can give to another human being, being able to be present. So how did that happen? How did that happen that we lost this connection to our wife, to our kids, to our friends? We're just like living in this cloud. We're so guarded. We're not feeling anymore. How did it happen? It happened the same way for all of us. We had a childhood. We had a childhood where at one point it was incredible. It was miraculous. The world was just this magical place that belonged in you. You had this glisten, this sparkle, this gleam in your eyes, this playful spirit to you. And then one day, maybe your parents yell at you. Maybe your parents are arguing. Maybe there's a divorce. Maybe there's physical abuse. Maybe there's emotional abuse. Maybe there's sexual abuse. We're all exposed to different types of micro and macro traumas, whether it was traumas directly to us or traumas that we witnessed. We have this thing called the brain, and if the brain doesn't perceive a certain situation or event as safe, boom, you go into fight or flight. Boom, it's like the cat arching its back. You are now straight up in your head. You are now putting up walls. You are now guarded because your mind is telling you, hey, I don't feel safe right now. This is an emergency. And when you don't feel safe, you can't be in your body. When you don't feel safe, you can't be in your heart. When you don't feel safe, you can't be present. You can't be focused. You can't be with your family. You can't be with your wife. You can't be with your kids. You can't even be with yourself. The problem is we have all these ways of numbing out, all these ways of distracting, all these ways of staying busy in today's world with all the different social media platforms, and people can't have a relationship with each other anymore. We're constantly on our phones. We have a relationship with the computer. We have a relationship with our phones more so than we do with other people. And as you're hearing this, please don't take this as an attack. Don't take this as you being put down. It's important that we get with the reality of this as men. We are guarded. We've put up this false armoring of like, I'm good, I'm the rock, I'm the martyr, I'll take care of everybody else's problems, I'm good, I'm good. Like in the military, right? You don't have time to feel. If you feel, people die. So like we all have our own militant ways about us. We all have, as men, like, well, I don't want to be a wuss, I don't want to be a crybaby, I don't want to be a sissy. I'm going to suck it up, I'm going to hold it all together. But yeah, you're doing that, but you're a robot. We weren't born to be robots. We're here to feel. We're here to open. We're here to be vulnerable. Yeah, of course we're supposed to be in our power. Yeah, of course there's a degree of masculinity that we have to have where if an intruder breaks into our house, we got to protect our family and do whatever it takes. Of course, we have to have that animal inside of us, of course. But when we live a life so guarded, the problem is we disconnect from ourselves and we're disconnecting from others. And then we have a life that feels flat. It feels empty. We're just a robot. We're going through life as in a comatic state, like a zombie. We're disconnected and disassociated from our true mission, a deeper purpose of why we're here as men. That's painful. It's a painful existence. Like, who can relate to that, right? I don't see your faces right now, but like by a show of hands, like who can relate to that? Just put your hand up if you can relate to what I'm saying. Like, yeah, David, that's exactly how I feel. So why are we so guarded? Well, we didn't feel safe. Like I remember when I was a kid, I was playing with my dog when I was 5 years old and he died in front of me, and like I thought it was my fault that the dog died. I remember my parents' emotions. I remember all the tears. I remember what the veterinarian doctor said, your dog's gone. I remember my parents said, your dog went to heaven. But I remember what I felt. It felt like hell. I felt like I was the monster. I was the person that killed the dog. I'm the reason that my father's upset, my mother's upset. So I don't want to feel. It's too painful to feel. I need to put up some walls. I need to put up some armoring. Same thing with my younger brother. I remember he was in the back seat of our our Alexis and his mother and our father were arguing. And I just remember him saying out loud and crying, I can't feel this anymore. I don't want to feel this anymore. I don't want to feel this anymore. And boom, he ended up putting on 300 plus pounds. Why? It's a form of insulation. It's a form of armor. It's a form of being guarded, saying that, hey, it's too painful to face that. Why? Because we have a story that if I were to feel all that, it would kill me. I'm not opening up Pandora's box. I'm keeping it closed. No thanks. No thanks. I got pornography. I got ice cream. I got weed. I got alcohol. I got all these ways. I got women. I could use money. Well, whatever it takes. I'm going to stay busy enough, active enough, numb enough, checked out enough. I don't want to feel that. Because we all have an invisible belief that if I were to go there, it will never end. Which, by the way, is not true. Which we'll get into in other podcasts. Like, none of those things are true. It could take you seconds to minutes to feel all those feelings. But that's a whole nother podcast that we'll dive into. So I went through the same thing that you guys go through. I went through my own numbing. I went through my own falling into climatic state, being asleep, just going through life, going through the motions like a hamster on a wheel. Groundhog Day. Every day seems the same. Every day is just like the day before. And it's going to be the next day. It's going to be the same thing. So for me, I woke up when I was 26. 26. Laying down on some guy's chiropractic table in Atlanta, Georgia. And his name's Alan. If you're out there listening, Alan, this story goes to you. And I remember laying on this guy's table, and there were like 7 other tables in the room, so there were 8 tables total. And I remember hearing people crying and laughing and screaming and watching their bodies go through like these undulation type movements. And I'm like, this is weird. Why are they doing that? I think they're faking it. And next thing you know, in my 5th session, all of a sudden I start moving, I start undulating, I start crying, I start screaming, I start laughing. And then I'll never forget what happened after that. I sat up, and the words thank you just kept pouring out of my mouth, and I was immersed in the embodied experience of the emotion called gratitude. Somebody holds the door for you, you say thank you, but this was different. This was like from the inside out, where I'm feeling gratitude, feeling it, and the words are just coming out, thank you, thank you. And I'll never forget what happened next. As I'm opening my eyes and I look down at my hands, I feel like I'm looking at the hands of a 5-year-old little boy. A 5-year-old little boy, before his dog died, the 5-year-old little boy that had his innocence and his purity and his playful spirit. And in that moment, I started feeling again. I got cracked open. The armor started coming down and started to become safe enough. Why? Because I got involved with some form of body work that started to give me more safety in my physiology, that allowed me to unearth some of the armor that I had buried, waiting for the perfect time to tap into it, because that's fuel to be a more complete and full expression of who I really am, because the armor is just there to protect you. It's not there to hurt you, but inevitably it hurts you if you don't face it. Inevitably it's there to rob you of your life. Nobody wants to go through life as a zombie. We all want to be alive, right? We all want to feel life coursing through us. We want to give this off. We want to emanate. We want to grow our light. We want to be the expression of God coming through us and all around us, so that when people are in our presence, they're reminded of their greatness, their bigness, that they're extraordinary, they're phenomenal. So you got a choice. You have a choice. You have to choose. Do I want to stay numb and disconnected and disassociated, zombified, like a mummy? Or do I want to feel again? Do I want to feel alive again? Do I want to wake up again? And that's a scary choice for some people, because for a lot of you, you think, well, if I were to choose waking up again, if I were to choose feeling again, then I got to go feel what I didn't want to feel. The story about it that you have needs to have some holes poked in it, because you can go through those feelings pretty quickly. So the question is, do you want to keep guarding? Do you want to keep protecting and live a life where you know you're not fully engaged with life? You know that you don't have your vitality coursing through you. You know you're not letting your spirit come through you. Or do you want to wake up? Do you want to wake up and choose to feel again? Do you want to wake up and put the armor down? Do you want to wake up and be fully alive? Because that's your birthright. That is your birthright, to live like that. So what do you want to do? Do you want to wake up, or do you want to stay asleep? And I know you're scared. I know. Some of you are scared. It's okay. But you do it anyway, right? You do it anyway. You don't let fear mean like, F everything and run. It's like, no, face everything and rise. Face everything and rise. You feel it anyway. You get with that fear. You merge with that fear. You dance with that fear. You yell with that fear, and you face what you got to face so you can come alive again. This is who you are. Hey guys, this channel and conversation around manhood grows based upon your help and your support. Now, if you like what you're seeing and hearing, then hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you'll know the next episode has dropped. Thanks again for all of your support. Now let's get back to the episode. So, what are you going to do? Well, there's 3 steps that I want you to take starting today. Yes, starting today, not tomorrow, but starting today. Today's the day, right? The time is always now in the Man on Fire world. The time is always now. When are you going to change? Now. When are you going to do it? Now. Don't put stuff off, right? Lost time is never found. You're never going to get back time. So the time is always when? Now. So 3 steps that you can start taking right now. 1, bust out 1 or 2 movies that you have seen in the past that moved you to tears. Maybe it's Old Yeller. Maybe it's Lassie Come Home. Maybe it's The Champ. Maybe it's Rocky 1, which I watched recently, and all of a sudden I'm in tears. Why? Because I can feel again. I'm alive again. I'm not a robot anymore. Number 2, put yourself into a physical challenge. I don't care if it's like running a mile. I don't care if it's cardio in a class. You go for one of those biking classes, whatever it's called, the Peloton, whatever it is. You put yourself in a physical challenge where you are stretched to become uncomfortable, because that is where you will connect with your emotions. That's where you'll be cracked open. Get in the gym, go box somebody, like whatever it takes to get you to start feeling your emotions again. And usually when you challenge yourself physically, you'll start to feel more emotionally. So do that. What else can you do? Just look for one place in your body, right down the midline from below the throat. One place, hand on top of hand, fingers straight across, not angled, straight across. Scan your body, go straight down, find one place that you feel safe. One place, just one place. You say, I am here. Maybe you feel safe on your eyes, maybe you feel safe on the sides of your head, maybe you feel safe on the top of your head. You just say, I am here. I am here. It's like your way of saying, I am here. I'm in my body. I can feel. Then find one place you don't feel safe and say the same thing. I am here. It's like you telling your brain, I am willing to be with you. I am willing to face and feel this. I don't want to stuff this down anymore. I know that what I resist persists. I know that what I ignore keeps showing up at my door. I don't want to stuff this down anymore. I'm ready to feel you. I am here. You say that. So you do those 3 things. The movie, the physical challenge, and you say, I am here. And lastly, please put into the comment, what is it that you're taking away from today's podcast? Give me one thing that you're hearing that spoke truth, that resonated with your soul. What's the one takeaway that you know is true? You can't argue with the truth. You can't argue with your soul. Your soul will never negotiate. Only your mind negotiates. But the soul, she never negotiates. She only knows the truth. What is the one truth that you heard in today's podcast? And lastly, as always, if you have a friend that needed to hear this, please share this with them. See, in the Man on Fire world, we're not out to do this alone. We're not trying to be a lone wolf. We travel in a pack. We travel in a tribe. We travel in a brotherhood, because together we rise. We're all here to rise with more passion, more power, and a deeper sense of purpose. All right, gentlemen, it's with so much love. It is the creator of Man on Fire, David Mailer, and I'll see you inside of the next podcast. And remember this, you got this. If you like what you're seeing and hearing, then hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you'll know the next episode has dropped.